Hey, what's up, guys? I'm to hear more.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to another episode of More to the Story. I'm Farron Moore.
I'm here fixing and post. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm to hear more. This is Farron Moore. Welcome back to another episode of More to the Story.
Welcome back to another episode of More to the Story.
And I'm to hear more. That's
I am Farron Moore.
I'm to hear more. That's Farron Moore. Welcome back to another episode of More to the Story. Well, I'm your host.
Are you? Jesus. Y'all see he on a roll with just being very hurtful to me today.
Want to hear something cool?
No.
You
So put your phone down.
You're gonna deprive the people of hearing something cool?
Tell them on your own time.
Damn, it's a cold game. See, I wanted y'all to know. She a hater though.
What? That you could say the alphabet in 1 second?
No.
You told us that already.
Mosquitoes are the only creature responsible for the deaths of more humans than humans themselves. Ain't that crazy as fuck?
That's terrifying, seeing that mosquitoes fucking love me.
And they validated and verified that there are people that have sweeter blood to mosquitoes and they can like sense that shit, and that's why you get bit more than regular people.
I can be around a group of 500 people and I will walk away with 1,000 mosquito bites and nobody else will be touched.
Amir, should I send this picture to you so you would have it?
That's scary.
The mosquito thing, because I wanted to put on the screen for this one. Is that possible?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm out here fighting for my life, y'all.
I'm gonna tell y'all another cool fact right here.
No.
A honey badger skin is so thick that it can withstand a machete blow, arrows, and spears. That's fucking crazy.
Aren't honey badgers like aggressive?
They're aggressive as fuck. They got attitudes.
Yeah, so that's scary. Like you can't even stop them.
No, he got your hairstyle too.
Who got my hairstyle? See?
Amir, no,
he
look.
is coming for me.
It's not even coming
he
for
is coming for me today.
Amir, look at this. He has Farron's hair. What is it?
I need y'all to understand that I be the one on here saying, don't do my babe. But all he's done since he got here is spewed venom and like just come for me. He compared my hair to a honey badger's hair.
No, compared a honey badger to your hair. They trying to jock your style. Because you the queen bee. You the queen honey badger. In the sense of like you the baddest.
Just cut all that out. We're going to start now. Thank you for joining us for another episode of More to the Story.
I'm your host to hear more. We just gonna run it all the way back. You want to start over? You just gonna run the whole thing back. Hey, did you guys know the mosquitoes?
Why are you being this way? We're gonna sit down and talk about it. I'm about to call our therapist. We're finna talk about it. Anyway, that's right. Leave Farron alone, please. Hashtag leave Farron alone. Let's ask. I got the extreme personal questions, the ones we pulled out when Sweet Val was here.
Okay.
Last week. Not last week to y'all. Last week to when this episode will air.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, these the ones that had us all in her business. And so
in the business.
we gonna let y'all in our business because we love to overshare. It's kind of our brand.
Do
we have some things that's off limits until we create our outline. I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna make that a priority this weekend. Ooh, I like this.
I made this coffee nice and strong.
Yeah, you did.
This shit can pick a cup up.
Your coffee got wings?
Mm-hmm.
This is from the Extreme Personal Questions deck. And did you want to pick one, or you just want me to ask you these questions?
Either way.
Should we do it the right way? You want to pick which question you answer?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the most recent piece of gossip that you have shared, or what are your most disturbing dreams about?
Oh, recent piece of gossip. I don't really be doing the gossip too much.
Yes, you do. It just ain't nothing you can probably share on this show.
No,
To
that
hear is hella gossipy, y'all.
just to
It's
you.
funny.
Who everybody. I know if I tell Kev something, he's gonna tell Melissa. Same thing with Greg. Same thing with Tank. Our wives, like, if you tell me a secret, just know that my wife gonna know it. Like,
Yeah.
that's just, and she gonna do
Very
the
true.
same thing. So that ain't really gossip. That's like, because I don't go to you like, oh, bitch.
Yes, you
ain't
do.
gonna. Okay, sometimes I do. Sometimes I will be like, bitch.
He will literally can't get in the door fast enough, throwing bags down. Babe, guess what? It's like, tell me everything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
My dreams are usually
About you almost peeing on yourself.
no, because I pee on myself in my dreams. That's why I wake you up to help me flip the mattress. The dreams the ones that scare me are usually like apocalyptic dreams or me failing. It's usually one or the other. But the apocalyptic dreams that are scary, I still be liking it. Like, it be a nightmare, but I be in that bitch slashing. I be killing everybody, bro. And my apocalyptic dream. So, it is what it is.
You know, I had a dream last night that I traded in or sold actually the purse I have today for like the same color and stuff, but a smaller size. And I was like, why did I do that? And like in the dream, I was thinking, like, why am I doing this? But also the me in the dream thought it made so much sense. And so it seemed so real. And I woke up and saw my purse and I was like, whew. I was so but that's disturbing for me because I never remember my dreams. So that's a terrible question for me to answer because that's disturbing only because it just happened and I remember it right now, but I usually don't remember them.
You see they gave you the black chick with the blonde hair for your emoji?
Hey, thank you. I like that.
Oh, but I get in trouble.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. That's the transitive law of gossip. I know my bestie tells her hubby everything. I love it. Transitive law. Look at us. What is this? Oh, if you were a monkey in a zoo, who would you most want to throw your dung at?
Kids.
Or what were you doing the last time you were naked in front of someone besides a lover?
Limbo.
Where was
At the pool.
at the pool? Oh, that's probably very accurate.
Limbo and then body shots.
I swear, our Patreon, we need to go ahead and give them more details because the shit we dance around on this show is like, wait, what?
What? It just sounds like we got a crazy life outside of it. And we do.
We do. Shit's a little different. Okay, what were I doing the last time I was naked in front of someone besides a lover? Okay, naked is full nudity. So I can't even bring up the piercings because that doesn't count.
Right.
I was just topless.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, I was trying on outfits in front of Io and they required no underwear. So I was like completely nude, changing clothes in front of Io. That's what I was doing.
All right.
Trying to figure out what I was gonna wear to that
boring
Halloween thing. Couldn't remember. Yeah, every other time is been around you.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's all I got. Sorry. Boo. Okay. So today, we actually, well, not we, but this topic was touched on just a little bit, but the conversation went another direction and it was much needed in that direction. But we touched on it just a little bit when we had Persephone here, Persephone and Io.
Okay.
but I want you and I to talk a bit more about it, especially because I actually wanted you to be a part of the conversation. So everything worked out the way it was supposed to.
Cool. What you got?
Where you think you going? What is you doing?
Waiting on you to start.
Snotty nose little boy. We can still hear you.
They don't see me.
So we hear it.
Not as much. I ain't in front of my mic.
Anyway, hi. So we're going to talk about the feelings of jealousy and envy within relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And this is more directed towards about su- levels of success and lifestyles, not so much of, oh, I'm jealous of the attention or
Gotcha.
other people type of jealousy, other people being involved in relationship type of jealousy.
Cool.
Does that make sense? That
Mhm.
makes sense. Okay. So and it took me a while. I've been sitting with the topic for a while because I know just me switching career paths and stuff, like it was already a thing that I kind of juggled because you count, me as a part of how you got as successful. Oh, I got to give the definitions again. You're right. A part of your success, and me, I'm like, sometimes I struggle with that because I don't feel like I directly contributed
Mm-hmm.
to it, and so it's just this feeling of how much can I actually share in that? What does that look like? Those types of conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, well, jealousy, I'm going to give the definitions again. Thank you. Someone that pointed it out in the well, not someone, Nikki pointed out in the chat that jealousy is a three-way thing. Is like you are in fear of losing something or someone to something else. Envy is one-sided, and you are envious that someone has something that you don't have, like you want that too, but it's just that direction. Is not, you're not in fear, you lose nothing in being
Envious.
envious. So everything good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just in that, can you be candid or just frank with me about like what that means to you when you say like, oh, I attribute a part of my success to Farron. What does that mean? Or what do you mean by it?
Mainly, I'm talking about the motivation that you inspired you and a kid. Um, that has to deal with being able to provide for you all monetarily, emotionally, somewhat. I wasn't as good then as I am now. Mentally, trying to be strong in front of you guys, and then also just like pushing myself a little harder than I may have done it previously than you all prior to you all moving in with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I might have submitted to some self auditions, self tape auditions, maybe 3 a day, but with you guys I might have did like 6 to 10, and took jobs that I wouldn't have been willing to take prior to, because I'm just like I don't need that right now. I'm not that hard up for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then also being able to like bounce ideas off of you, ideas, and talk with you with the show. There was somewhat of a gap of understanding that I feel like you grasp now.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of people didn't realize or didn't know that I was married until the quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about this the other day. A lot of people didn't know that I was married until I made the conscious decision and effort to start pulling you into content.
Mm-hmm.
And I made that decision based on me feeling like at that point you were ready. Like you were going to be seeing me film, 6 to 8 hours a day.
Mhm.
It was going to be in your face, and I felt like you would have a better understanding of it, as opposed to like when I was just going to the clubs and you didn't understand initially why I had to be there, even if I wasn't performing.
Mhm.
While I was hitting 2, 3 clubs, and I might not have got up at any club, but
You
my
needed
presence
to
had
be
to be there to be
seen, yeah.
seen, to be thought about when that
'Cause
booker or that promoter was booking the
out of
next show.
sight, out of mind, so you
Absolutely.
needed to
So,
be, yeah.
at that point, it was a conscious decision to start pulling you into more content because I'm like, well, we don't know how long we're gonna be locked down. She's gonna be in more videos. Might as well you know,
Yeah.
let people see exactly who she is. So, and then also it was like this was an opportunity for you to display the behavior that I've been talking about in videos or on podcasts or just with
You
friends of
just
like
wanted
how
me to
crazy
stop gaslighting you.
to make it seem like I was crazy. So
He would be telling people about all this personality and the silly stuff I would do, and I'm like, "I didn't do that. What are you talking about? He's making this up." So everybody on and off camera thought I was the driest, quietest person ever. It's okay.
you having a good time?
It's okay. They all believe you now.
Yeah, 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 yeah. They know that you're the wild card. I'm really the lame one. Farron's the wild card.
Yeah. Yeah. I have t I get him involved in a lot of debauchery. Look at his
For
face.
our lifestyle now, in the sense of like the professional, like the debauchery that I was in when I was young and shit, it was just like mayhem and violence and drugs and shit like that. But like the grown debauchery, oh, that's all her.
The grown debauchery.
Yeah, I'm
I
I'm on
turned
tennis shoes
into
and
a
cars.
child. I feel like the older I get, the more like childlike, the
Yeah.
more I'm just like, I wanna have
Well, you live in your.
fun.
I feel like we're in a position now where we can live out part of our second childhood, the stuff that we may have been denied to because been denied of because of our parents, our upbringing, or
Yeah.
whatever. Like I know that's how I felt. Like once
I was a
our life
lot more
started to
mature
change.
as a child than
Yeah.
I feel like I am now.
So now, like with the this not as much now, but the year before and the year before that, the frivolous sneaker buying and the car purchases, it was stuff like I didn't get a chance to do that as a kid,
Mhm.
and whether it be from the upbringing or the financial situation, I wasn't able to. But then when life fast forward and we got to a point, it was like, oh, I want this tennis shoe,
Mhm.
and I didn't have to wait for my mom to say okay after begging and pleading. I was able to just do it myself.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
definitely living out some of our second childhood.
Yeah, yeah. So, and there's also like even in being pulled into the space and seeing just seeing more of the behind the scenes and
Hmm.
even more so after, leaving my job, getting seeing even more of it because I don't have that added distraction.
Hmm.
It does it it did help like kill some level of jealousy that I would feel over your success because it felt like it was getting more attention than I was.
Hmm.
And so it was that. It wasn't even like so it and I specify jealousy because it was a three-way thing. I felt like I was losing you to that.
Hmm.
And so that was
That makes sense.
a big fear, but once I got a chance to see I feel like it all came in line. Like once I got a chance to see all those
Hmm.
things, once I was pulled more to the forefront
Hmm.
and I saw the things, it was easier to accept. And now it's like, oh, let me help you pack. Let's think of this. Let's
Yeah.
do this. And I'm more even I feel like I'm more proactive
Yeah.
in it than I was before because I didn't see all those things.
And that's it's a crazy thing that it almost is like you had to experience that jealousy because you couldn't unless you were going to the clubs with me and you see it firsthand how somebody was like, "Oh shit, boy, I forgot you was in town. Oh, you gotta let me know next time you in town, or
Yeah.
how long you gonna be in town." Like, unless you see that firsthand, me telling you I gotta be at the clubs.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It sounds,
Yeah.
just like what you gotta be there. It's like, yes, this is when you're certain jobs require a lot of like free labor. and I was putting in that FaceTime, that equity of building relationship, nurturing these relationships. Even when I didn't, I mean, nobody wants to. There are very few people that have been able to, sidestep the beaten path to do it. Like Kev is one of those people.
Mhm.
Kev has never done any of the traditional comedian steps to success. He was living in Tacoma. Nate Jackson already had a well-established room that ran like a well-oiled machine. So he was able to get, I mean, whereas we're getting 10, 15 minutes in LA, if that, usually like 7, he's getting 20, 30 minutes at a show with a full audience. So he's getting a real time response for the jokes and what's working or not working.
Mhm.
And he would already start building up his YouTube. So Kev already had a fan base when he moved down here. And it only began to expand because Kev is a machine as well. So he's doing Instagram, he's doing Vine, he's doing what's the other one that you could broadcast from? I feel like it started with a P. When he was driving home, he was doing this
Periscope.
Periscope when he was driving home. So like he is constantly building on this fan base of probably 200, 300,000 already. And because he had this fan base on YouTube and everything, and he already has 30 minutes to an hour of well-polished material because he was able to work out so much in Nate Room, he's getting booked at colleges and churches all around the country. So, whereas on the weekends, we're fighting for 15-minute spots at the J Spot or the Comedy Store or something like that, he's going out of town to do this church and getting 1,500 while we're getting a drink ticket and $25.
Or, I mean, shoot, you'll be literally booked somewhere, and then like a Damon Wayans will come in and do 45 minutes, and you and like 3 other people will be bumped or just pushed back, especially that little room at the store. I think it was.
Yeah, the belly room.
Oh my God, getting stuck in there, we would easily be there till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because they would just keep going.
And then I go up at like 1:30 and it's
3
6 people in the room. So it's like, this is part of, and speaking of the devil, Kevin just texted me. This is part of the journey where if you're not taking it with that person, it's hard for you to understand, relate, and be empathetic to it. And so that caused some strife because on top of like the physical battles that we were having in the sense of sex, not like fighting, okay? No domestic abuse shit going over here. But the sex problems that we were having, I come home defeated because I either didn't get up or I got bumped or I didn't really get a chance to do it. Last thing I do is feel like being sexy.
And then because my happy ass would want to stay awake for you to get home and be like, I waited up for you. And he's like, sleep within 3 minutes of lying down. It's like, I waited up for nothing.
Yes. And now she feels the type of way because I can't match her energy and she waited up for me. And honestly, I wish she would sleep because I'm in a bad mood and I can't shake this fast enough to give her the energy that she needs. And so this one little incident sets the tone for the rest of the week.
Yep.
And now we're in a attention-filled space. And it's not anybody's fault because she's trying to do what she thinks is a good wife and should do. I'm trying to be a good husband and be a provider and put this time in. And I'm getting beat from every direction. And I can't match her energy when I get home. And it's just a whole fucking thing.
I feel like that's a whole nother topic when your intentions are misunderstood.
Yeah.
Because there's been so many times where our intentions were pure, but things were taken the wrong way or or handled the wrong, just handled the wrong way, received the wrong way.
Wires
it's like
getting crossed.
That's not what I was trying to do at all. And I hate that you took it that way and I don't know how to take it back.
Yeah.
So just having, it's another thing with communication. Like if we had spelled out things beforehand, then it would actually, we had a conversation kind of about that recently. Whereas like I asked a question and he immediately thought that I was going one direction with it. And it was like, nope, I wasn't doing that. So we're going to stop talking about this now.
Yeah.
Yes. But back to the envy and jealousy things.
Hold on for a
So
second. What's up, Khaleesi? I ain't seen or heard from your ass in a month of Sundays.
I
Sorry,
have
guys. I
I
ain't
have
seen her.
because we're friends. Hey girl.
She ain't talked to me at all. I always have to get something from third hand or he say, she say type shit. Khaleesi ain't talked to your boy in a minute, and I feel a type of way about it. Mobster. Child, let me tell you, these
Look,
folks ain't finna
we are
worry about me.
united front. So I talk to her, so you are also connected.
Okay.
Okay.
That shit sound cool, but I don't give a fuck. That shit say, I checked on you. Nah, fuck that.
She do be checking on us. I have the receipts. I got you, sis. She do be checking on us. She just comes, she talks to me. And I be like, he fine, girl. And then we move on.
All right.
Oh, is that jealousy or envy? Which one are you experiencing right now?
Maybe a little bit of both. Maybe a little column A, a little column B. Like, you only know her because of me. That's number one. Then number two, why you ain't checking on me? So I guess a little bit of both.
Okay.
But it's not based in any truth. It's just like I missed her. And when I saw her name, I was just like, girl, I ain't heard from you. But that falls back on me too, because I could have reached out too. So that's a two-way street. So I'll eat my own shit. You know what I'm saying? I eat that crow, that humble pie, because I'm just at as fault as her. So, but at the same time, kiss my ass.
Oh shit! Okay, I need you to pick a mood.
Nah, I'm all over the place. You can't put me in a box.
And I'm the crazy one. Got it.
I get that from you.
So, but they don't know that. So he's the crazy one. Hey, friends. If you're spending time with loved ones for the holidays, chances are you're going to hear a lot of stories. Ones you love to hear and ones not so much. But have you ever wanted to help your loved ones document those stories? It can be challenging to write it on your own, but with StoryWorth, it makes it fun and easy. So, this is how anyone can write a book about their life. Every week, Storyworth will email you or your relative a question, a prompt for a story about their past. And the questions are great open-ended questions like, what's the bravest thing you've ever done? What's the farthest you've traveled? You know, those things that spark up a good conversation. And all they have to do is just reply with a story. And then after a year of these replies, Storyworth compiles a book of your loved ones' stories, memories, and even photos. And it's a hardcover book and it's beautiful. And it makes a wonderful gift and keepsake. I'm actually rounding out a year with my mom, so I can't wait to get my book in hand to share with the family. I'm very excited about it. So, millions of stories have already been told with Storyworth because they make the process so simple. Like, I've barely touched anything. I selected some questions that I thought were more relevant to her. And everything. But other than that, they send them, she replies, I get an email that she's replied and everything. And that's it. So, to help your family share their story this holiday season with Storyworth, go to storyworth.com/story today and save $10 on your first purchase. That's StoryWorth.com/story to save $10 on your first purchase with Storyworth. So don't miss out. The holidays are upon us. Once again, that's storyworth.com. Enjoy. Okay. So do you feel like just looking back at our relationship, because now it's like hindsight's 2020, it's a lot of the things that a lot of shit that we realize we started unintentionally in a negative way, especially long term. That is like, oh man, wish we had done this different. So we gotta like undo. Um those things or find a way to not undo, because it's like we're knitting a sweater. You don't wanna start over, but
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh, we made a mistake here.
It's a
Keep
learned lesson.
going and
It's a
get
learned
the next few stitches right."
yes.
And so do you feel like there were any things now that come to mind from back then you that were cloaked in envy or jealousy for you?
Yes, certain things. One, a lot of first of all, let me say this. A lot of the stuff that I was envious of, I could have changed if I was willing to put forth more effort. Sometimes that effort didn't come because I didn't know how to execute it
Mm,
by getting over my own hurdles of trauma and pain.
mhm.
And sometimes it was from sheer lack of energy. So one of the things I've always been envious of is how close the kid and Farron are.
Mm.
And it's just a type of love that one I recognize and wish I had coming up. Me and my mom were very close until we weren't. But even then we weren't like that close. Anytime I dated a chick growing up and their family was super close, I was always envious of that. Cause my family's close, but we're not like that. And
Not
so
us close,
yeah, and
yeah.
so I
We
would be
different.
envious of that. I want that. I would inject myself into their family and make everybody in the family love me. So even when me and that person stopped talking, they would ask about me because I longed for that love.
Mm.
And so the kid and Farron are like, I mean, thick as thieves. But I also understood that for it to get to that point with me, I would have to put in the work. And I knew at the time, I didn't have it in me to do. I
Mhm.
didn't have it in me to be as transparent as I needed to be as close as they were. I didn't have it in me to be as comforting and emotionally available and um physical with just like I've
Yeah.
yeah, affectionate. I've said this before. There have been times when me and Farron have been in deep conversation and very hard conversations, and she's crying, and there's about this much distance in between us, and
He would
I
be
do not
sitting there just staring at me with a
I would not
deadpan
know
face.
to slide over. She has literally said, "This is the part where you rub my back and tell me it's gonna be okay." While she's crying, she has to tell me this because I don't instinctually know how to
Yeah.
comfort someone I love so much. Now,
Mhm.
if it's somebody off the street, you would never know that they were just off the
Yeah,
street. I am so
yes.
emotionally available to them, but because I'm so vulnerable to her,
Yeah.
I don't know the right move. And I know that sounds crazy. I know that sounds crazy, but it's the equivalent of you being able to tell a stranger some wild shit that happened to you and being vulnerable and open to them, but you lie to your spouse or your
Mhm.
significant other because you're afraid that your truth will hurt more than that lie. If you tell them how you truly feel or how something truly made you feel or what you really want from them or what you really want them to stop doing, you're afraid that your truth is going to hurt more than this lie. So you try to shield the blow and kind of like protect them from the impact of that truth.
Mhm.
But in reality, in the long term, all you're doing is you're misdirecting them because if
Yeah.
you're not honest with them and
It's
telling
like
them what you like and
faking
what
an
you
orgasm.
yeah, you are
It is.
now. I thought about all the times I thought I had made you come, and he was like, "Yeah, I wouldn't come," and I was like, "But
But
she
we
wasn't faking
never
it."
talked
Yeah,
about it. I
that's true. That's
never
true.
faked it, but
Yeah,
we
he never
just
faked it,
never
man.
talked about
I
it.
thought I was putting it
He
down.
never asked. Like, think about it. Fellas, do y'all ask? Because if you don't ask and she don't say,
Yeah.
she could just be enjoying
And,
the
and that's what it
journey.
was. So we'll
And
jump back
it's
to that in a
fine,
minute. We'll jump
but
back to that in a minute.
yes.
But it was easier sometimes to look from afar at them interacting and experience that secondhand love and happiness and joy and how much fun they had. Like I would literally see them laughing and joking and want to jump in, but not know how to. But I still got enjoyment and that still brought me joy to see smiles on their faces. But I was envious of the end
Mhm.
in the last year and a half, I made it my business.
Yeah.
And it's a little late in the game, but it's still like she knows She sees
Mm-hmm.
the effort. Like, we'll have a conversation and it'll get heated with me and the kid about me, chastising her or correcting some behavior. And whereas I would like do it and walk away and let her deal with it, now I'm like, I still love you.
Mm-hmm.
And go over and hug her and comfort her and wipe her tears and make her laugh before I walk away. But this is the effort it takes. And I'm doing it now. Whereas back then, I wasn't even emotionally available, or I didn't have the capacity to do it because I felt like I had just enough to give her the love that she needed.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would give the kid what I thought she needed.
Mm-hmm.
But the kid needed damn near what she needed. They are damn two peas in a pod.
Yeah.
But I was not able to do that.
Yeah.
And
it was like you literally living with two of me.
yes, it really was. So
yeah.
That's one of the things I will say. And then I'm always envious of your ability to forgive. Farron can forgive at the drop. When she says, okay, I'm letting it go, I'm choosing to trust you, she lets it go. Nigga, I would have an attitude with you to your mama on the deathbed. I say, all right, I forgive, but I won't forget. And I mean that shit. It's a motherfucker, and I'm not going to say, you know what, fuck it. Jason Brewery. I remember from 3rd grade, this motherfucker stole my Nintendo game, and his mama found out.
Still holding on.
She found out he stole the game and brought it back to me and made him apologize, but I knew it wasn't a true apology. And I said, one day I'm going to get this motherfucker back. And I don't know, I haven't seen this man in years, but if I get that opportunity, Lord, be a fence, because I want that get back. And that's from 3rd grade. So I know I have an ability to hold on to some shit.
She said, he looking for you, JB.
I Mr. Brewery, if I find your ass, baby. But
I just feel like if we think about all the things that humans do, unfortunately, a lot of it is kind of dishonest. But it's human. Like a lot of the things we do are human things.
mhm.
And so I give space for people to be human. Now, sometimes it's like, okay, the way you human does not work for me. So we about to disconnect and human separately. Like, that's it.
The way you
I'm
human.
not trying to change you.
Yeah.
Please do it your way over there. Leave me out of it.
Mhm.
But I'm not about to hold a grudge. It's too much energy involved, and I just like I just won't deal with you.
You know what's crazy is it's not crazy. This is just the way everybody loves differently. And I always hope that something I say really speaks to the fellas, because I know we have a difficult times expressing ourselves. And I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast before, but I feel most vulnerable in front of her. And when I'm going through something, I don't know. I'm a mess. I am a shell of myself in the sense of who I am around other people as opposed to who I am with her, because she's got me to a point where I feel comfortable letting my guard down. Now, the good and bad of that is she sees all of my downs, all of them.
Yeah.
And we could be out somewhere and it looks like I'm having a great time. As soon as we get home, I'm back down because I'm comfortable in this space, letting my guard down. I don't have to put this cloak up like everything's okay. And the bad of that is that she gets the worst of the worst. And there was a time when she was like, I wish you just say some good days for me. And I was like, I don't have that. I don't have that ability to say what's going to be a good day and a bad day.
Mm-hmm.
All I have is my truth. And
Yeah.
here is where I feel comfortable wearing my truth.
And I remember telling you, like, I regret saying that.
Yeah, she did. She apologized.
I regret saying that. It was because you are human, and I want to give you space to feel what you feel. And if you feel like you can let loose in front of me, then I don't want to hinder that. And so it was like, fuck, why I say that?
even like now, because I'm dealing with some shit, and she wanted to go out for Halloween, and I didn't feel like peopling anymore.
Mhm.
I've been peopled
Yeah, you
out.
had just gotten back from some shows.
Yeah, Ontario did
Yeah.
5 shows in Ontario, and I was just peopled out, so I was like, "Go out with some people, have fun, y'all have a great time," and she did that, but years ago, she wouldn't have done that. If I wouldn't have went, she was like, "No, I'm cool, I'm staying in." So I'm glad that we're in a place now that we can
Mhm.
love each other close up and from afar and feel comfortable giving each other that space because I was in that place where I didn't wanna be around anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I feel safest around her, but there are times when I'm like, I just want to be isolated from everyone
Mhm.
so I could just deal with this
Yeah.
and just not have to talk and not feel like I have to share my energy with anybody. I want to sulk for a little bit. And so I'm glad she went out. I'm glad she didn't, hinder herself from a good time because I was going through something. Because there are times when I get like that and I need that space and it's nothing personal. It's just like
Mhm.
this is what I need to process and be able to move forward.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, and I'm happy that you're like, cause he told me, a while ago, cause I asked him, I was like, "When you get down, what do you need?" Because what I need, we talked before, you instinctually give what you would want to receive. And I'm like, our needs are different.
Yes.
So what do you need when you feel like this? And in that, he told me, he was like, he was like, I just need to be alone. And so when he says, oh, go ahead and go, then I have to take his word in that. But also, he has to be able to say, no, I want you here
Mm-hmm.
when in those moments where he's like, because he has become, more just openly communicative and everything. So it's like, I know it's those moments where he's like, I want to be at home, but I want you at home with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I need to be able to trust you to tell me those moments too. But when he's like, go, okay, I
Mm-hmm.
hope you mean it
Yeah.
because I'm going.
Yeah. And I had to learn, just the same way everybody does. Like that, my partner is not a mind reader.
Yeah.
She may pick up on some of my body language when I really want her to stay, but the for sure way to make her know is for me to say it.
Hmm.
And then because if I don't say it and I was like, well, I hope you would have picked up on it, I have no one to be mad at or upset with outside of myself.
That's right, Tiffany. Use your words. It's
So
another sexologist that says use your mouth, but it's just a
yes.
wordplay because she means communicate. Talk, y'all.
So it's just it's growing up and using your words, not hoping like nobody is a superhero and they can read minds. Like you have to be able to express what you want. And
Mm,
even if you think it's going to hurt your partner, it may for a minute, temporarily. But your truth, like if you say, like I know you say, you thinking, fellas, if you tell your old lady, I just need some space. That's not saying, hey, I want to break up. That's not saying, hey, I want to go chill with somebody else. It's like, I just need some space. And ladies, you have to be willing to accept that and not take it personally. I know it's hard to because this is the person you love. You just want to be with them and all of that. But sometimes we just need that space to process it. It's a lot of pressure to be alive right now. But as a man and a man of color, the pressure that we feel from society, the pressure that we feel to, especially nowadays, be masculine and also emotional or emotionally
mhm.
available is tearing down a lot or reprogramming a lot of the life skills that we learned growing up. We
Mhm.
weren't really taught to be expressive of our feelings and
Yes.
communicative. So we have to be able to process it sometimes because the body yields to the mind. So we have to be able to process that and change our thinking. And sometimes we have to do that by ourselves to be able to change our behavior. And
Mhm.
sometimes we can't do that with even as our partner that's still an outside influence. We
Yeah.
have to be able to process it the way that we process it.
Mhm.
And sometimes that requires some space and some
Yeah.
isolation.
Yes, yes, yes. And I'm happy you brought up childhood things because a lot, actually, the things that trigger you into jealousy and envy stem from childhood things.
Mhm.
So, so I had someone ask recently about, me getting jealous, and how I used to versus how I not so much anymore. When I do, I'm able to get to the root of it. Like, what specifically is triggering this feeling? What are my thoughts about this? Why, like, I mean, hell, when he used to go out to the clubs and be out all night, my mind went to, oh, he could be home. He's choosing not to be here. It's a me issue. I'm the problem type frame of mind I would have during that time. And I realized, like, no, you have your own abandonment issues that you need to deal with, and you are projecting all of that on him and putting this pressure on him about showing up for you because somebody didn't when you were a child.
Mhm.
And once I realized that, it was like, okay, this is a me issue. I got to focus on me so that I can be a better partner. Um, and just like looking at that differently. I mean, and my abandonment issues stem from daddy issues.
Mhm.
So it was like once I realized that his lack of attentiveness, as I was growing up, it was still affecting my adult life very heavily. Actually, it was just a vendetta to just erase erase any part of that man from my life. And so it was like, oh, I've got to work through this because I ain't trying to be affected by shit he did or did not do. And but it seeing things that way and seeing that that was the origin helped me really question those feelings of those insecure feelings that would come up, those triggers,
Mhm.
and actually like quelled a lot of them. Like like go to have all the fun if I be knocked out or I be gone or I be up if I choose to be, when he comes back home, but it's not me just sitting there just brewing on this narrative that I'm feeding myself.
Mhm.
So, so good thing to do is when you have those feelings, realize it's not specifically what your partner is doing that's causing those feelings. You're being triggered by something underneath that. That is the trigger, my bad. That is the trigger. That action triggered those feelings. But those feelings, you have to scratch the surface and get beneath that and be like, why do I feel like these are valid concerns? Why am I giving this much energy? Where did this actually stem from? Because that's where I question now. So a lot of the times when that stuff comes up for me, I don't even say anything to him about it because I know, figure out where that came from for you because
Mhm.
that's not valid. You
Okay.
know where this man's head and heart is, you know where his energy is going, So, that.
All right.
Not all right.
All right then.
But I did realize though, like there's some envy comes in there's three types, and it's not all so bad. So there's benign envy, in which we just simply wish we had the traits, attributes, or standing of another. Like,
Mhm.
you know. So it kind of is like, oh, I want that. Give me something to work towards. Because I
Mhm.
remember I wanted a super important job that I was always on the road and I had two phones and when I had it, I was like, this sucks. And I wanted to stop. I wanted to stop.
You wanted two
Like,
phones?
I just wanted
One for the plug, and one for the hose?
like I just wanted because I came from the space of like I was super busy and like just the pay was shit. I loved the job, but the pay was shit and I was using my personal phone to take care of all this stuff and I just it was a nonprofit. So I just put up with a lot of shit for the greater for the cause.
Mhm.
And then I was like, okay, this is BS. Like I'm down for the cause, but I can't do it here. So I went somewhere else, more corporate, and I was like, okay, this is great. I want to work up the ladder. I want to be this person. I'm gonna do this. And once I had all of that responsibility, then it was like I'm the only person being called for everything, and
Mhm.
I'm always on call even though I shouldn't be. I was like, "Oh, this is terrible, and I hate everybody, and I'm sad that I ever wanted this life." So, but I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Um, so yes, benign envy. Emulative envy is where we seek to copy someone's accomplishments.
Mm.
Um, and that is a lot of the what imitation is the greatest form of flattery.
Yeah.
It's like the don't be single white female. Is kind of no, actually that goes more into the third type, malicious envy, the most painful and destructive kind, which arises from resentment and often comes along with shame.
Mm.
So those those things. So think about where you are on that spectrum because in healthy relationships like oh your partner's success, what they're doing is a neutral is for you both. It
Mhm.
affects both sides positively. And so that's why I wanted to bring up that topic cuz I'm sure I wasn't the only person questioning like where do I fit in this because I feel like, you know me, I want to be a partner, not a dependent, but also it's like I am in the backgrounds of your trajectory. So where do I fit? What do I own in it?
Mhm.
Um, is a question, and in that it made me question, where my jealousy or what I was envious of and how to scratch the surface and get under that because as professionally is what I'm talking about right
Okay.
now. Yeah. Um yes, yes, yes. So, in order to fix it, we're doing this cuz harboring resentments is never good. So, honesty, we've been really, really, really doing good with that and
Man,
going even further,
having
like,
let me tell you, I've been having conversations I thought I never did. I've been really embracing it because it's
yo,
hard for me to tell my lover something that I think could hurt, and
I
I've been
legit gotta go through like combo cards when I want to ask specific questions, but I know he'll be more responsive. If I have a combo card, I'd be like,
this is true.
this is, where's
It's
that
like a middleman. It's like
question? Okay, this one. This card said to ask you this question.
motherfucker, motherfucker.
Because if I ask him without the card, he'd be like, you plotting on me, girl?
Yeah. Hmm.
We getting there though. Them
We are.
conversations getting easier.
We are. We are. We are.
But admission is the first step. And so admitting that we had those feelings because I had to just own it one day and be like, babe, I'm jealous. I'm just a jealous person. Like, we just got to deal with it. We got to figure the shit out. I'm working on it, but I need you to know this is who I am. And he's like, nigga, I know. That face.
I just listening to
You just
you. I
listening?
just listening.
And
Mm.
discuss the
Discourse.
origin of it, which is what I said.
It's very
The
very important to discourse it.
you have
Discourse.
no room,
No.
and I do mean none.
Yeah, you're right, but I'm still gonna do it.
I defend your jumbled up tongue all the time. You can't have
Jumbled
my
up
back right now.
tongue.
You can't have my back right
I
now.
can still joke with you
No.
and still have your back. Don't nobody else do my babe, but I can do my babe.
Okay, grow up. Yeah. So explore the validity of your shut up
Ooh.
of your of your fears, your concerns, and explore alternatives. Like,
Mhm.
what's a better way? What will help you? Because in him pulling me to the forefront, I had expressed to him like, "Yo, I need you to at least talk like you and like you have a wife." And a child at home. Well, everybody knows you have a kid. Need you to at least talk like you have a wife. Like you talk like you out here a single father in these streets and Imma need you to and he's like, "I can do you one better." Spotlight, and it's like, "Oh,
Mhm.
wait," making me pit out.
Mhm.
Yes, and we had to discuss it together, though I realized it was a me issue with the, insecurities over your career and even just the growth and everything. Don't be plotting on
I ain't planning on just make sure you drink it.
my Even though we had to I realized it was a me issue, those were me issues, things that from my childhood I needed to deal with. I still needed to be vocal about what I was dealing with to him so that I just didn't want him in the dark. This is what I'm processing. And
Mhm.
it's a lot of times like I was so happy when he found a therapist and someone that he actually liked and vibed with. And he actually came and I didn't expect to hear anything. I'm just happy he was talking to someone but a lot of the times he came out of it realizing like he needed to let me in to where his thought process was so that I would be aware. Like I didn't need to do anything, but I needed to be aware of what he was shouldering. And so that was just super, super helpful. Just the admission, the being honest about it, pulling your partner into the conversation, even if it's just to inform them as a FYI of what you are processing, what you're dealing with.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm so happy we got to this topic because it was burning me.
Oh, not burning.
It was burning me. It
All
was
right.
giving me the clap.
All right. Well, appreciate y'all watching, tapping in.
And also let us know, your situations, how you've dealt with things. If this is something you're like, shit, I see now where I went wrong. Let us know your story. More to the story podcast at gmail.com or just slide into the DMs. I check them for the more to the story podcast IG.
IG.
Yeah.
As always, I'm to hear more.
And I'm faring more.
We'll see you next time on the next episode of More to the Story, guys.
More to the story.
Bye.
She said.